Our walls are like nearly the same color.
it's like we're in the same room, but there's just a
synchronize, yeah.
wall. There's a wall here.
Oh no! One sec. I'm about to pass you my
Hello.
Nintendo Switch console. Oh no, you're on the different side. Oh no.
Hang on. Let me just grab something real quick. Okay. So
Okay.
you got to pass it through the other side.
This way, right?
No.
Or the other way?
Yeah, that's it. Hey!
Oh, nice.
That was terrible.
Wait, yours is on. What are you doing?
I don't know why the light's on. It always does that when
Oh,
I plug it into the PC. It's strange. But anyways.
Cool.
Oh yeah, there's stream elements. I forgot about that. Alright, so intro time.
It's starting.
Yep. The intro was playing, man.
Oh.
I did say intro, and then
You said intro time.
Well, yeah, because of the video.
Hey.
We haven't done this in a while. Hi guys, welcome. Scatlink here, back on the Nerd Hood for a very late huzzah! Thank you, Kazoo, I believe, for this just in, because we have some breaking news. Not the best, but also we do have some gaming news, but we'll get to that because I also plan on doing a blast catch up on what's gone through this year as well. But today, with me, I have a Connor Mezza.
Oh.
And Space Kitsune of many names.
Hello. Sorry, I couldn't hear anything because I loaded up Twitch.
Yeah, get a bit of echo there, my guy.
No, it was just that I couldn't hear anything because of the ads.
Oh wait, you okay? That's a bit strange. Oh, you're just testing out the sound balancing.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. But yes, so get the biggest breaking news out of the way because it is ongoing right now. It's not the reason why we're making this, but it important things happened on the exact same day as well, which actually resulted in the UK at least, the recent Nintendo Direct not being live streamed. And one announcement, which is the announcement that everybody actually wanted, got pushed back until an actual upload and not live stream sort of thing or part of the Direct. Which, funnily enough, if you watch it in any other country, live streamed at least, like the American one or Europe or whatever, you would see it. So it's like, just watch that one instead. But Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II has passed on. And the country's in about with a 10-day mourning. Right now, her coffin's been brought out to from Edinburgh to, I believe, somewhere in London. I forget exactly. Queen Lizzie is no longer busy. Yep. Yeah, there we are. And the coffin's going to be sitting there for about 4 days before the actual burial on the 19th. So.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, we missed out on some Nintendo Direct live news. We didn't get it until all the rest of the world saw it. Seems a bit unfair, but at the exact same time, Nintendo did say in a tweet that it was out of respect. And it's a bit dubious on a name. So, shall we get that big one out of the way first?
What was it? Sorry.
Breath of the Wild 2's actual title reveal.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Knock on wood. Ooh. It may be a coincidence. I don't think it was done intentionally because the title probably would have been made about 6 months before now, and they decided to obviously had the Direct now, but they didn't expect this to happen. So, to be fair, she was 96 years of age, bless her. But the new Breath of the Wild 2's actual title, Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, which is really ironic.
I honestly thought, and in my brain, because it's spelt similar, Tears of the Kingdom, because there's island debris everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom. The kingdom is teared, but I don't know, because apparently a lot of people have been pointing out, hey, these droplets, tears of the kingdom makes sense. I'm like, okay.
I did see one person on Twitter compare the logo to the kind of Twilight Princess circle designs and stuff.
Oh yeah.
That might be interesting, but See how it goes.
Of course, everyone's theories of the Zonai are going nuts again because of all these green mystical stuff, and the fact that half the Master Sword is missing in the logo. But yeah, it's we don't have much else to go on still, other than the fact that hey, Link's in the sky and he's diving. Skyward Sword reference. It's like we still don't have a lot to go off, but the title. Now that we have a title, we can actually theorize off of that. Unfortunately, right now my mind is a blank.
And the tiniest bit of gameplay, like seems to be a lot more climbing involved, not more like verticality, which would be interesting.
And it's a perfect segue actually to rewind time a bit to I think about what was it, April this year, or was it January? They did a teaser, didn't they? Last direct that we had. Excuse me, burps. They did a little teaser where they actually showed because they didn't reveal the logo. The Master Sword was like half the size, and it was kind of like all blocky.
Oh yeah.
At some point, and that was literally all we saw. And now that is in the logo, with the rest of it being zonified or whatever.
Mm.
And backpedaling back. Oh, sorry.
I would say if talking more about like teasers and stuff. There's like a scene in the trailer where Link jumps off his big cloud onto a bird, and it kind of scrolls past like a lot of Hyrule, and like you see the volcano. There's like some floating islands, craters in the ground. Just kind of scrolling through like frame by frame. A massive like castle-looking area in the sky.
Why do I get the feeling that's Hyrule Castle? Because if we remember from the very first trailer that we saw, when Zelda and Link were underground, and we see like undead quote-unquote fan-made Ganondorf or whatever, from the glowy Zonai hand and all that. At the very end of that, we see Hyrule Castle being lifted.
Oh no!
So maybe that
I'm
was
looking at
Hyrule
Castle now. It's very much in like lifted, but not like this other thing. I can get.
I must have missed it. Oh, it could actually be the buried temple that you have in the chasm. You know, where you actually it's supposed to do the last shrine, and you get a certain outfit. Because even though Breath of the Wild's now about like 5-6 years old at this point already, which is already mind-blowing, some people probably still haven't beaten it because it is so massive. So I'm trying not to spoil too much there, but we're also talking about the sequel, so Link wins. Spoilers. But yeah, and obviously Zelda, you see her, so clearly
she's alive and everything.
Yeah, so it's not like we can't avoid spoilers or anything. The sequel itself, it's weird. So it's like saying, hey, Pikmin 2 takes place after Pikmin 1. That means you do escape the planet. Which is funny, because I'm doing Pikmin 1 Redux, which I finished recording right before the announcement of Pikmin 4. Talking about that right now, because all they showed was a JPEG. 7 years after Miyamoto said it was about 96% complete. 10% over 7 years, and we get a JPEG. I'm a little bit annoyed, but I am prepared.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so going back to what we were talking about with the teaser of which was the second thing for Breath of the Wild 2, now Tears of the Kingdom, backpedaling a bit more, and we had the very first, I actually made a video of this myself, the announcement of Kingdom Hearts 4.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So they also Dark Road recently released, and the last of it released offline. Beaten that, and I've got it playing on autopilot just to max everything out. Pedaling a little bit more. The Nintendo Switch got new icons that you can use, spend platinum points just to make custom icons and stuff. Not many achievements.
Oh yeah.
Waluigi's taco stand got a physical cartridge. Chex Quest comes to Switch for some bizarre reason. The Crazy Frog returned. This is all back in March. Glover came out, and then the thing with Ukraine happened, and bundles and everything. We won't get too much into that because reasons. Even though we have talked about it extensively previously. Scrolling a bit more, and we have the well, actually, this is kind of a tie-in because it just came out yesterday. You might like this, Reese. The release of Freedom Planet 2 also happened on the day where we had the Direct, as well as the State of Play. Because what I'm talking about in March here is when they announced the release date of Freedom Planet 2. So it's all tying in together. It's like it all culminating today. Going off from that, the Switch got folders, finally. There was some new Earthbound merch. Going off a little bit more here. Oh yeah, a massive archive dump of the Kingdom Hearts VCast, unofficial Kingdom Hearts game for old Japanese mobile phones, has been dumped. I think there's only one chapter missing now. So, if you want to play that laggy mess.
Yeah.
One shot for consoles. I got a big trailer where it actually showed a bunch of stuff, like built-in achievements. I think... No, wait, didn't we do this just in on talking about that, or was that when it first got announced? But this showed a bit more stuff, like the desktop backgrounds that you can get because you've got a virtual desktop, achievements, and I think there was a new cutscene somewhere, unless that was just for the trailer, I forget, been a while. Someone's trying to be recreating Portal on the actual N64 hardware, and this... ties into State of Play that we had. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Mm-hmm.
No
yeah,
one
it's
got
pretty cool.
anything to say on that?
Not really. It's
I haven't
kind
played
of...
the original.
I never played the original.
Yeah.
I know my friends are excited for it, but that's really it.
I mean, the original released on PSP, so it wasn't exactly very easy to obtain. And it, from what the cutscenes show, it does seem like a one-to-one remake of the game, but obviously it's like taking place within the same style as Final Fantasy VII Remake, because, I mean, Final Fantasy VII doesn't kind of diverge from its original until the Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is strange. I'm not going to elaborate, but a lot of people have mentioned it, so I'll leave it at that. But what bothers me is that the Switch is also getting this. One, how? And two, where's the Final Fantasy VII Remake on Switch? It's not even got a cloud version, which I don't like, but it hasn't got a cloud version, and yet you're getting the prequel on the system, which is a newer game?
It's irony that we don't have the cloud version.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're getting, like, an actual, like, native port of Crisis Core Reunion Final Fantasy VII, but you don't have the remake.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, we've mentioned, that was the first thing we mentioned there, SuperLINKARIO. Yes, Tears of the Kingdom. We're just going a blast back through the year, which is actually tying into recent announcements, which is quite cool, actually. There was also a... Oh, wow, I've actually jumped all the way to June.
It's going too fast.
No, there was... funnily enough, there hasn't actually been that much news for me to share over the year. So this is a good time to recap it all, actually. It's a good thing we don't do these that often. Yeah, because halfway through June, there was a Mother Direct for Mother and Earthbound fan stuff. Toby Fox mentioned... Oh yeah, Undertale and Deltarune copyright issues.
Why copyright issues?
Oh, when it comes to the music, you know when we were doing Deltarune Chapter 2 on this channel, and we were getting copyright claims on the music, and I fought them, and it was done and dusted immediately.
Yeah.
Well, Toby actually confirmed by himself on that day, the 18th of June, that I'd rather have no copyright claims whatsoever, but he obviously wants the games to be covered because it's such a big fan base thing. You shouldn't get content ID'd if you're covering it, unless it's a straight upload of the OST. We were doing live streams of Chapter 2, and yet we were getting claims, especially on Jevil in Chapter 1. So, yeah, he says just mention it in a counterclaim, and it will be cancelled immediately.
Yeah, glad it does that, because he's pretty chill with things, considering he literally is... if you don't remember what Toby Fox originally worked on and stuff like that, he was pretty chill with it because of the people he worked with.
He probably also mentioned it on that day of the unofficial Mother Direct because, you know, Mother's the direct inspiration for Undertale. So saying it on that day, it was like, hey, yeah, considering fans are doing stuff, this might be a problem. It's fine. So, which is also a good tie-in actually, because I think he did the main raid battle theme for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, he did a few things. I think he did a field theme as well.
Ooh, so Game Freak are really loving him right now.
Which I Game Freak loves him to bits.
Wait, if I'm remembering correctly, Ape, which was like one of the original names of Creatures Inc. and Game Freak, they helped the development of Earthbound, Undertale, Toby Fox, Connection. No. It's crazy.
It make logical sense, but I don't know if that will 100% happen in that regard. But to be honest, with Toby's love of Earthbound and various different things, it's like fascinating to see, honestly.
Is that the title of the sequel for Breath of the Wild 2? Yes, it is. The trailer is up, available now, but of course our country missed it because of the dubious title. That's why it was released after the fact. But it wasn't. It's such a weird situation because, like, if Queen Elizabeth II, Her Majesty, didn't actually pass on, it would have been fine. It's a very awkward time for the UK. And I'm not just saying that because of games, I'm just saying in general, there is literally a country mourning going on. She's like the longest running monarch. She hit the Platinum Jubilee, the only one to hit Platinum Jubilee, 70 years of service. So.
Yeah, it's sad, but it's kind of a thing that happens. People sadly pass away, and even influential ones.
Again, she was like 96 years of age. It's very impressive. So. Anyways, to get back on a more positive stuff, Pac-Man World Repack, I think, has recently released now, actually, but that was announced at the tail end of June, which is actually kind of cool, because when I saw that, I was like, Namco were actually making Pac-Man World games again. They're starting from the start. They could easily port Pac-Man World 2, because that's sharp and clean and already widescreen. They just need to HDify it, and that's good.
Oh yeah, sure.
Full-blown remake. Pac-Man World 3, though, is a bit of a dubious one. It's the oddball of the series. But I would still like to see, well, I would say a trilogy, but you don't really need it. But yeah, so the Wii Shop channel finally returned to life after about 6 months of inactivity somehow. 1 week into July. So you can download your stuff again. I recommend you do that. Oh yeah, it was a sad day for Yugioh fans as well, because the original manga artist and author, Mr. Kazuki Takahashi, passed on literally a day later from the Wii Shop reboot. Sega announced another mini console because they could. That's Sega. All they do is re-release the Mega Drive, and now they're doing a Mega Drive 2 mini, which will actually have Mega CD and 32X games on it, and a different library of games, except for maybe Sonic titles, than the first one that's up there in that box. Because this one's modelled after the Mark II and comes with a 6-button controller, while that one was modelled after the Mark I and only came with a 3-button controller.
Yeah.
Don't know if I'll get it. I'm tempted, but, you know, I don't really play Mega Drive much, but I did play the hell out of that one. This Nintendo Direct, I've already mentioned Pikmin 4, and I've also mentioned Miyamoto showed up with a little bit of a tease, because he talked about the Pikmin Bloom, which is Pikmin Go, basically, an app that's already a year old. He was making it sound like it's a new thing, and I'm like, that's because you didn't really have a trailer for it. It's a bit delayed on having this.
I think it's the first time I've seen it mentioned in a lot of things.
Maybe it was an open beta and now it's at version 1.0.
I'm finally happy to let it be known.
He shadow dropped the fact that Nintendo World is coming to Chicago, I think, and ever so slightly opened with the fact that they've got nothing to show about the movie at the moment, which, going back to 2 weeks into July this year, Nintendo acquired Dynamo Pictures and have renamed it Nintendo Pictures, which I believe made animation. So now they have their own animation firm. So clearly they're trying to get into the actual movie-making scene for themselves and not outsource to Illumination.
Yeah.
Probably because Sega.
All that.
Does this mean we'll be getting better cutscenes in Zelda?
I mean, well, have you not already seen like the cutscenes of Luigi's Mansion 3? That's probably like
Quite
the
okay,
best
yeah.
animation from Nintendo ever. I would play Luigi's Mansion 3 again, just for those cutscenes. Honestly, I would like. I hope that the Mario movies got that quality animation.
Yeah.
And not, you know, I mean, to be fair, Illumination's not bad, but I just don't want them to Dr. Zeusify Mario. And when I mean Dr. Zeusify with Illumination, I mean bastardizing it. But that's just my personal thoughts.
Makes sense. To be honest, there's a lot of stuff that came from Direct, not just Breath of the Wild and the Nintendo acquisitions. Like they bringing Return to Dreamland back. They've got Octopath Traveler coming back.
Yeah, that's a sequel, isn't it?
Yeah, with a sequel.
Ironically enough, we've caught up to recent news actually, because after the Splatfest premiere for Splatoon 3, the only other thing that I've got to mention that I want to mention is that they're now doing a Blu-ray DVD box set of Ed, Edd n Eddy, and I want that.
Ed, Nanny. To be honest, talking about Splatfest, actually, there is going to be a Splatfest coming up, which is going to be fun.
Yeah. Oh,
for me, because I'm probably the only one out of the three of us that has it.
Masahiro Sakurai, creator of Smash and head of Sora Limited Games, yeah, he's made his own YouTube channel and he's already hit 100,000 subscribers. He started that basically about 3-4 weeks ago. And it is a joy to watch. He talks about tutorials, game design and everything, and it's just really well done. I mean, the dude knows his shit and he's just doing it he's just doing it for fun. And that's the best thing about it. Like, I've already seen tweets of like actual game development like classes using those videos. I think that's probably the biggest thing, actually, because we all do YouTube.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. There's some good stuff, like just general like thoughts and design stuff.
But yeah,
it was nice to have more stuff.
Ironically enough, within about 25 minutes or so, we've caught up with all recent news, and we've also kept tying it into what's been said today, because they were announcements leading up to now. So it's just direct and state of play, which, can I just mention?
Yeah.
Sony mentioning, hey, we're doing a state of play today, 6 hours after Nintendo's. That was a bit sneaky, because it's like Nintendo announced that they were doing a direct 2 days before they did it. And then Sony came out of nowhere on that day saying they would stream as well on that day, but it's only half as long. When I watched it, I got the feeling that they slapped that up together just so they could, like, you know, be in the same limelight as Nintendo.
I don't know, because it'd be like, you want I feel like a lot of stuff, you know, probably takes a lot of like advanced planning. Probably just a coincidence.
I mean,
it probably is a coincidence,
but why announce it on the day that Nintendo have already said that they were doing a direct 2 days ago, and do it after the Nintendo Direct? It's like, and you know for a fact that they've already tweeted out that they can't do it in the UK. They did not say that they were not going to stream in the UK. They did. So, but then again, that's why I have a feeling about the Nintendo Zelda title thing.
Yeah, if you know, luckily they only had open world games set in feudal Japan, so I think they were fine.
Yeah, it was like open world set in which was like Ruin, whatever it's called, Ruin or something like that. Like a Dragon though. I'm happy about Like a Dragon though. I like a Dragon. Cool. Tekken 8 as well also is pretty cool, because if you're in your fighting game scene, it's pretty cool. And Ragnarok getting more information and stuff is always nice. And some interesting new games, but it's only PS5 games, so that makes me sad.
No, there were a couple of them that were backwards compatible on PS4.
Yeah.
Obviously, they announced a couple of PlayStation VR 2 games, which I can't do that great. That plain box right there, that's my PSVR headset. I have one now, and I have used it. It is fun. But yeah, that not a fancy box, because I basically had everything: the Move controllers, the camera, basically everything. The only thing I was missing was the headset itself, so that was only about 60 quid. But I can
Fair
do
enough.
some enough like that right now, and I need to see if I can adapt it for PC. Me and SuperLINKARIO in chat. We need to figure that out still. Just haven't had time. But ironically enough, I think that just covers the state of play.
Right. I mean, there was also Pacific Drive, which I thought was really interesting. It's a drive like you drive and it's like a roguelike.
It's like it was like a drive like horror game or something.
Yeah.
Or survival.
Like a little survival game.
Like running from something. Reminded me of like you know that movie 2012 where it was just all apocalyptic and shit.
Oh yeah.
Like you're driving and the earth is just collapsing behind you.
That big like kind of push forward. I like the atmosphere of it. It would be cool.
Kind of reminds me of how you're explaining it. It sounds kind of like FTL games like that.
Yeah. There wasn't. I mean, when I say drive, like I've only just because I googled the game to see if I can add it to my list, and I saw the journalists compare it to that. So I was like, but the trailer, I'll have to go on the website or something because you know, it might have more info.
Nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, I want to move the focus back over to the Nintendo Direct, since pretty much just did all of the state of play back to back like that.
I'd say the UK version of that live stream has chapter titles set up.
Oh, nice. As they put
through.
You know, it's kind of funny that they do that, considering that they just upload every trailer individually anyway.
Yeah. Well, it is nice because I was gonna just like watch the trailers and stuff I was interested in. But there was like a whole bunch, so I was just like, I'll just watch the entire thing.
Yeah, ironically enough, I saw the opening, which was something that you would be enjoying, Meryl.
Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Joy-Con hairdo, anime boy.
If I had a nickel for every Fire Emblem game that had standard-based gameplay, I'd have 2 nickels, but it's weird that this happened twice.
Very good, shiny nickels.
Yes. Yeah, no, yeah, I mean, it's great. The protagonist was like leaked a while ago and no one believed it because it's so out there. Like everyone just called them like toothpaste.
Yeah, it's basically Joy-Con hair.
Yeah, and it's weird. Like, yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm not necessarily a fan of the art style, but I might try it later. Like every Fire Emblem game.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was
Apart from, like,
another
Awakening,
Warriors
it's
game,
good.
and I'm like, hang on.
Oh yeah,
like,
it did
another
look a bit
Fire
like
Emblem Warriors game immediately after one. Like, give some people a modicum of a chance to finish the other one because they're huge.
But yeah, no, like if it's like it is just a Fire Emblem game, but with like you can equip other characters, and I think that's
Also,
really
I'm not gonna
cool.
lie. It's actually kind of insane on... speaking of Fire Emblem in general, actually, because I know it's a tactical grid-based strategy game for the majority, but it's also an RPG. So many RPGs were announced. You might as well just called it the Anime RPG Direct.
Yeah, I saw.
Either that or farm simulators.
On the state of play that says for every anime JRPG that comes to the Switch,
or RPGs with farm simulators in them.
Set in feudal Japan, yes.
Christ almighty.
Yeah. That's cool.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was. I swear there was like 6-7 games from Square Enix, and like 6 of them were RPGs, and the other one is another Fiat the Rhythm game, but it just has... It's obviously primarily Final Fantasy, but they literally just stick every other OST under the sun. The World Ends With You, Live Alive, other stuff that Chrono Trigger, I think, is going to be in there as well. So, if you like your rhythm games,
I will need to get that version because it does have Tory music in it, and I love the Tory music.
Oh,
I still need to play
Final
Neo.
Fantasy 14 music. That's going to be nuts.
Oh, it has Final Fantasy 14 music as well.
Yeah.
Is it going to have Final Fantasy 15 music? Because that's an MMO.
Yeah. 15's the
14's the MMO. Sure.
Oh, I'm getting them mixed up. My brain. The thing is, I can't catch up on the Final Fantasy games. I've still got Final Fantasy 7 Remake, and I haven't even touched it yet. I've played the demo, and that's all I've done so far. The original Final Fantasy 7, I think I've gotten as far as just outside Midgar, where you have to deal with that big snake in the desert after the Chocobo stable, and I think I got near to the end on the NES version, but I stopped because it got too difficult and I need to grind, and I haven't gone back to do that yet. Providing if, the cartridge still works. Because obviously it's not official, but, patched and hacked and God knows what else slapped on the cartridge, and I stick it in my unit. But yeah, going back to RPGs,
Wait,
it seems like you know that Square Enix have like all these other RPGs that are not Final Fantasy. So you've got like the odd ones out.
what
Like
the
you've got
lame
your...
ones?
What? How dare you call Chrono Trigger lame?
Oh, all
How
the
dare
lame
you call The
ones.
World Ends With You lame?
Yeah, I was
It's
about to
like,
bring that up, even though that's a lot more newer. You've got like remakes of the old ones, like Live a Life, and they're obviously like World Ends of You, Chrono Trigger. Obviously, they were like the odd, like experimental passion project games that they do. Well, Final Fantasy's the normal, like the basis, like the bread and butter of their design philosophy, as well as their lore. But when it comes to the recent ones like Octopath Traveler and basically I can't remember the names off the top of my head, but those kind of passion project like games or the games that use the Octopath Traveler engine, they have the same font style for their titles.
You know, like
Have you noticed?
Harvestella, what was
Something
few.
strategy or something.
Oh yeah,
Triangle Strategy.
Triangle strategy. Same bloody font. So it's like from wherever they're doing a passion project now, unless they are actually sequels of the same series.
There's one that's coming out quite soon. It's like another like it's like a real time strategy one.
You seem to use that font.
I've got the demo downloaded. I just haven't played it yet.
Too many games.
There's Direfield Chronicle.
Oh, that's one of the new ones that I've heard about.
Yeah.
Trying to write the success of Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Yeah. Call the Game Chronicles.
Which, by the way, they've announced a swimsuit set.
Nice. You haven't even got the game yet.
Oh,
appreciate the characters for their cool outfits. Default.
It's behind you. But yeah, it's like you've also got this new character, which to be fair, when I watched the English trailer, I did not like the character's voice at all. It was too high pitched, too grainy for me. Grating.
She thought she was alright, but I don't like Xenoblade, so. But no, I don't. I do like it, but I did. No, it's not that I don't. No, it's more the fact of I don't play it. I don't feel like I have the time to play all the RPG and stuff.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think Xenoblade 2 is the perfect entry point Xenoblade game because you don't have to do all the side quests. Even then, they're mostly dependent on what you get from the summoning gacha system.
I mean,
makes it
replayable.
To
play all of them in one either. You could just not do them.
But Xenoblade 2 is also the perfect length if you just do the story.
Yeah.
Because the last 3 chapters kind of just go.
Oh yeah, one is like quite long, and 3 is like kind of middling. But yeah, do you feel like?
Yeah, because I think chapter 3 or 4 that kind of dragged a bit because you had to go back to Uriah and chase these kids and do something, and I'm just like, why did I have to come back here to do this? Just move on to the next Titan already. Let me go back to the trade guild or whatever, and then go. What was it? Tantal. That was it.
Yeah.
But yeah, need us to finish Xenoblade 1. But yeah, they basically announced the second DLC pack of the 4-parter season pass. They've also announced the third pack of the 8-part season pass of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But they only showed 2 stages. Peach's Gardens from the DS and a winter level, which I think is original. And that was it. Coming out this Christmas, I think.
Oh, interesting.
Ironically enough... Oh, sorry.
No, I haven't played the Mario Kart games in a very long while.
Are you not on our family pack?
I don't know, actually. I don't think I am.
See if you're in our chat. Because obviously we've upgraded, because that's actually a perfect segue, because I'm going to talk about what I think is actually the more biggest news, which is just shouldn't be, but it is for me. It's kind of a weird thing. Let me get to this chat first before I get to that. You are not on it, but we do have a space for you.
It's fine.
Unless you don't want it. Wait, do we have the space? I don't know. I'll have to check later on because there's only 8 spaces.
Remove one of your regional accounts.
Oh, just remove Aaron's one. don't need Japan on there. But yeah, the segue that stalled. I have the N64 NSO is getting a bunch of games that not only use the online component, and I have used it. It's not actually that bad. They're releasing not all at once. The first 3 Mario parties, even though they're all in or select boards from those games are in Mario Party Superstars on Switch anyway. Bit weird, but if you wanted to play the originals, you have the option. You also have both Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2. So you can just boot that up with a mate across the internet and just do battles. You don't need to train or do anything. Even though we could do that with Pokemon Showdown anyway, this is an official way to do it. And you could do it in Gen 1 or Gen 2. So, special in stat or special stat split.
Makes sense.
Then you have the staples like 1080 snowboarding, Excite Bike. But then, the big bombshell, which is also kind of funny because it has recently, within the past year, been lifted of its 25-year long ban in Germany, so it can actually be on the online service. For the 60th anniversary of 007 James Bond, the Nintendo 64 version of GoldenEye is coming to the service as well. So that means you could play that online with your mates, which I don't even think the Wii remake did.
No, that's very cool. Okay.
And they're upscaling that version on Xbox Game Pass, so you can play that only couch play, because it's like an upscaled remaster of it, but they haven't added online play for that on the Xbox. But because it's on Game Pass, you could probably do remote play or something. So it's close, because that's how the Nintendo Switch Online works for online play. It's basically remote play, couch co-op, but over the internet, remote play.
Yeah.
I don't know if the HD 60 frames per second remaster of GoldenEye on Microsoft systems is going to have that ability, because when it was advertised for the Nintendo Switch Online version, yes, it's the original 4x3, very laggy original, but because it's on Nintendo Switch Online, you can do multiplayer online.
That is awesome. Genuinely, that is actually awesome.
And they've also been doing, since the NSO dropped, they've been doing 1 game per month. And we haven't had the game for this month. And after announcing all the others, they ended with GoldenEye. Didn't say it was the 60th anniversary of James Bond. I had to look that up, because I didn't even realise it was on Xbox as well. But then again, it makes sense because it's rare. So, but yeah, having a licensed game like that, like a movie tie-in licensed game, which, to be fair, was the most influential first-person shooters of the time, getting re-released on a service like this, I think that actually justifies the price a little bit more, honestly. And most of these games are... No, all these games, actually, are multiplayer. Like, you've got the Mario Party games, you've got Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, GoldenEye, 1080 Snowboarding, and Excite Bike. They're all multiplayer. So that gives it more worth as well, not just single player games. For sure. All we need now is Bomberman 64 and Donkey Kong 64, and I think I'm golden.
Nice.
Because I want a monkey smash.
Donkey Kong 64 is the open world one, isn't it?
It's the 3D one. Not really open world. Very Mario 64-esque or Banjo-Kazooie-esque, which is on there.
That's what I was meaning, yeah, sorry.
Oh, they got to put on Banjo-Tooie, actually, because I know that Aaron likes the multiplayer of that game, so having that option online, plus you have both games on the same system as well, makes sense. So they're probably 3 games they could add on afterwards. But yeah, that's a lot for Nintendo Switch Online N64, and I hope that they continue with the month thing. But we still don't know what's going on with SNES or NES or even Mega Drive, really. So, a bit weird. But that's all it is for the emulation scene.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, though.
Anything else noteworthy?
I have the debate.
Might have to get up the thing actually.
Not really from the direct. Bayonetta 3.
There was no Metroid
Iron
news
Rabbits.
because
Looks
Metroid Prime
interesting.
4 has been restarted development about 2 years ago, so that's understandable.
Oh, Atelier's 25th anniversary.
Oh, was that like the that Alchemy Potion RPG thing?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's getting a third game now, isn't it?
No, that's not the third.
That's not the third. Oh, that was like a remaster.
No. So I'm gonna explain. That is the third one of the Atelier Riser series.
Yeah, which follows that one girl throughout all 3 games.
Yeah, there's Atelier Sophie, Atelier Lydian Suel, Atelier Totori, Atelier.
It follows different people's stories, and that story keeps going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the third in that particular sub-series of the series, right.
It's
I knew
like
it was the third of
X2.
something.
Yeah, it's the third game of that specific series, and I love it. It's
Right.
my favourite series. Other than the Mysterious series, which was Sophie's,
Oh.
because Sophie's adorable.
Just because it's an RPG that did actually stick out to me, even though I already have it on Steam PC, Tales of Symphonia is getting a remaster.
Oh yeah, Tales of Symphonia and getting a remaster. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, that was originally released on the GameCube. It is on PS3, PC, because I got the Steam version. I thought they were already remastered versions because they run at 1080p and are up-resed. I don't know what extra bells and whistles they put in. At least with Tales of Vesperia, they put all the Japanese exclusive PS3 stuff in, effectively a final mix.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I got that on my Switch, even though I have the original, which in this country is exclusive to Xbox 360. It's the reason why I got my 360, actually, but I do have some exclusives there now, so it's not too big of a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so Tales of Symphonia. I'm not too sure why that got remastered, actually.
Tales of Symphonia is
I know it's a fan favourite.
It's one of the most classical versions of the game.
I actually remember trying to set up my GameCube controller for the PC version, but it didn't want to work. It's the analog triggers. They kept on registering as being pressed, even though I wasn't pressing them, so it didn't like it.
Yeah. So the one game that I would love to see remastered out of the Tales of series is Legendia.
Which one's that one?
And the one I think before Symphonia.
Oh, the one before.
Yeah, I think it's the one before Symphonia.
Yeah.
I played it recently. It was pretty good. Also, some people are asking to put Yakuza on Switch.
Oh, that was a thing. Resident Evil 8, 2, and 3 are getting cloud versions on the Switch.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All 3 of them cloud versions. And they announced DLC for the cloud versions.
Nice.
What?
You get DLC, but as long as it remains up.
Yeah, so that means you pay for the privilege to play the game, then you pay for the privilege on downloading the DLC. Like, no. Like, why doesn't Nintendo just have, like, a third tier, God forbid, knock on wood, which just has, like, a Game Pass or PlayStation Plus sort of deal? Where, like, because I know that you get, like, game trials, which are basically, like, you know, the equivalent of PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live Gold games, where you can play these games for the month, but in Nintendo's case, it's this one game for a week. And it's the full game. Which I think is too cool. It's too cool, and, you know, it is the cheapest of all the services still, so fair enough, you update them quite often. But they don't always announce it, which is annoying. But what bothers me is that they're releasing all these cloud versions that you have to pay individually for, like they are full releases that you can download. Like, the Kingdom Hearts games still pisses me off, are all cloud versions, and they are all, like, regular retail price. Why? Why not have a download service like the Game Pass where you can stream your games from the cloud that's only £15 for, like, over 100 games? And yet you want us to pay £60 for one game. I'm not doing it. Stop announcing cloud games. It's pointless. Sorry, I got a little bit triggered there, but
It's fine.
I think I made my point.
Understandable.
Plus, isn't the original 2 and 3 on Switch anyway? Can they not
Which
do like
one?
a box set, Resident Evil?
I don't know. I never played it. Oh, yeah, Persona 5 Royale is now on Switch, by the way.
What? Wait, like
Native?
Yeah, it's
not
on the
cloud
eShop.
version?
It's on the eShop.
Is it native?
I mean,
I
I've
like how
already
he grabs
played
his
it,
Switch
so,
on
yeah.
stream.
Yeah, I gotta test this. I don't even have my Joy-Cons in. I'm just here.
Just tapping my screen like a tablet.
Let me
Okay, I
have
just
that.
realised I'm really far in. Oh no. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, had a look at the recent demos earlier and downloaded like a couple. And that was the other game. But
Oh, that was the
So
thing I forgot to
it
mention.
is...
Klonoa Riviera series, a remake of the first and second of games for PS1 and PS2 have been remade. Got to mention that.
Mhm.
Gave the demo a
I
go.
swear
It's a
it
bit
was
janky.
available.
yeah, I don't see it on recent releases, but
It might be it might be on eShop, but not released
yeah,
yet.
what? Okay, yeah, Various Day Life is that new game with the titles.
Various Day Life. Say, look, it's the same. No, that's not the same font. Is it the same
No,
font
it
as
looks like it.
Triangle Strategy and
I don't know if it's
Octopath
working.
Traveler? Might
Yeah.
be.
Ah, that's cool.
I remember seeing a tweet actually. It was like, someone take this font away from Square Enix. Because ever since Octopath Traveler, they've been churning out games like that. Seriously, how big is their studio to be working on this many like RPGs at once? They're like the
They're
RPG
pretty good.
making machine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a given, but you know what I mean.
But yeah, and there was
Tone it down a bit. We don't have time to play them all.
There was a new Mario and Rabbids game. The first one was pretty fun. So
I completely forgot about that because I keep trying to block the rabbits out of my brain.
Oh,
Why
but the
is
game's good.
I'm not disputing that. In fact, I've heard that they have good animation, just as like maybe a little bit lower than Luigi's Mansion 3, but still really good animation. But it's still the rabbits, the creatures that basically killed 3D Rayman, and then they have the audacity to tease the fact that Rayman's returning in 3D in a Rabbids game. I swear to God, if we don't get Rayman 4 after this, where we actually punch the Rabbids out of the game like it was teased back then in like 2005's E3, before it became the minigame compilation Raving Rabbids, I'm going to flip. I want my Rayman 4, dang it. And Rayman Origins and Legends do not count. That's just me.
Yeah. After playing Mario and Rabbids, damn, that is just you. But no, also, Factorio is really good and is also coming to the Switch.
From what I've heard, yes.
With cross play. Yeah, cross play. So, you know, I can buy it twice, but also
I can buy it twice.
But yeah, no, I mean that'd be a good one for like I don't know, it depends on the cost, but like if anyone else in the know is interested,
I think that's a good segue actually, because like we haven't actually talked about what we're doing on the channel other than the fact that our schedule has changed after the heat wave, because we all got burnt out and we were all busy, and it was getting a bit much to do 3 streams a week, even though there are multiple of us have been, as I said, busy or burnt out. So we limited it to 1 stream at the end of the week, Friday, Saturday or Sunday, and other such streams can happen throughout the week whenever, but we're trying to guarantee 1 stream at the end of the week, basically. And I forgot to mention earlier, but it's something that we could do. Maybe do a stream on multiverses, because that came out.
Good.
Where you have like, you know, different Warner Brothers characters like Bugs Bunny, Ultra Instinct, Shaggy, Tom and Jerry showing up, and then you've got like Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, which came out before then, basically announced at the tail end of all of the Smash hype with Sora, because he was the bookend for the whole thing. Because we now have Hugh Neutron as a DLC character.
What?
So he can now send Jimbo to the Shadow Realm.
Well, they got
Yes.
DLC. I thought they were doing them free.
Is it free or I thought it was DLC?
Okay,
Maybe the first 3 characters are free. I'm not too sure. But those are some other things that we could actually do as group things, because, I mean, it took us forever just to do a stream on Smash. But to be fair, when we do Smash, we don't do it online, we do it in person. It's the best way. For that's only because that Nintendo don't tend to have netplay rollback code or whatever. But
rollback.
Yeah,
network rollback. Sorry.
Yeah, it like helps with buffering of inputs or something to make it more seamless gameplay or something.
Yes, it does. It's so practically the whole premise of network rollback is that it makes the fighting game experience a lot more smooth, and especially online. And when games haven't got it, it normally is a laggy, buggy mess.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I can play Smash online. It's just there's about like maybe a dazzle's worth of a half-second of delay sometimes, and sometimes it can just hang for a moment. But it's not too bad. But I still prefer playing in person, and thankfully we all can meet up for that. But when it comes to like multiverses, that does have the netback roll code, or however you pronounce it, and I think Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl does as well, so we could probably play those online. The only difference is that Multiverses is free, Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl isn't. So we could probably do a couple of streams on that, mess about, test some things out, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Might even get together at another point and decide to stream more Smash.
Cool.
I know that the something that I have to mention actually, because I've been busy with my year of rebooting on my channel. Haven't started on the Donkey Kong 64 verses that we announced at the beginning of the year, mainly because I haven't had time to practice at all. I've done one, and that was back in February, so that's probably going to be next year now. But still, we've got a different, more easier to do verses coming to the channel, but things have been pushing it back due to personal reasons with other people that I won't get into. But it is something that we can do, and it will be done using this method with capturing Discord.
I won't say anything.
What do you mean?
I don't know anything about it, so I'm not getting involved.
Fair enough. I mean, you could join if you want to. I'll have to redesign the border, but...
Nah, it's fine.
It's fine.
I'm quite busy, so...
Yeah.
Same. Well, I've got a couple of other projects to wrap up for this year. Also, PokeMMO, that's a thing. We're close to finishing that. Live streams happen every 1 or 2 months on that. We've been going steadily. Most of us are up to Blaine, either have or have not beaten Blaine and or Sabrina, but you can just go in there, beat Sabrina. Once you've done the Burnt Mansion, you have the key for Blaine. You skip the Sevi Islands, beat Giovanni. It's Victory Road time, baby. We're near the end of the game. So it's probably 1 or 2 streams away from finishing. It will be finished this... I would like to say finished either this year or before February next year, which means it will have been 2 years since starting that reboot, but it would have been hell of a worth it because I've been sitting on it for 6 years personally. And that'll be a big group project done.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, and Meryl, I challenge you to a new 1v1 on Pikmin 2 multiplayer. We got to update those videos.
Oh, okay. Update for what?
Well, they're so bad quality. No offense, but
see,
you
yes.
know, recording quality has improved since then.
Yeah.
And the rest of the original Let's Play was in widescreen and clean anyway.
Yeah.
Glitchy footage notwithstanding. But we haven't played it in ages, and now I've got Pikmin 3
yeah.
Deluxe. Wait, is this online? Online features for the software required a paid Switch.
Nice.
Can you play multiplayer online with this one? Or is that just leaderboards?
I have no idea. I've not played it online, so I can't tell you on that answer.
I'm reading on the back here, it says online features for this software require paid online membership, which would translate to online play to me. So I might have to check that out to do that.
Yeah, maybe.
But
well, to be honest, it would make sense considering the gameplay, but I'm not going to spoil anything on that regard.
Pikmin 4 needs to have online. Give us a new bingo battle with new maps. I challenge you, Meryl, to a duel.
Give us a mode where you can be a Twitch streamer and your viewers are the Pikmin.
It's basically like Twitch crowd control.
There is a game that does that recently where you can actually be sacrificed, and that's Call of the Lamb.
Oh, yeah. Wait, can you do it with your Twitch streamers, or is that just?
Yeah, Call of the Lamb can literally get people oh crap pretty much you can get people as your cult members.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you can literally load it up and go, oh yeah, this guy's down my cult. I'm actually in 2 different cults at the moment. That sounds really bad out of context.
I'm in 2 different cults. Don't mind me. Oh no. But yeah, it also reminds me of Kingdom Hearts 3, where they took all the name, like 2 to 500 names of player names, and like you just literally launch every single one of those Keyblades at the Horde Heartless near the end of the game. Like this height of the screen is just a ton of players' usernames, and you just spamming them off. So technically, you are yeeting players at the enemy. There you go. There's your Pikmin.
Nice.
So I think
Bayonetta 3.
I think we've talked about that already.
What was that?
Okay. Bayonetta 3.
Oh, there's a new Danganronpa creator game that's coming out. Actually, that's going to be really cool. It's the mystery, weird, dungeony one that they've made.
Oh wait, is that the one where you wait? What's that RPG where it's basically Dungeons and Dragons, but no, Dungeons and Dragons game, but you use cards or stuff. They announced that.
That's across the Oh no, I don't know that one. No, it sounds like Across the Obelisk, but it's not Across the Obelisk. So
yeah, it do be like that.
Isn't that what you did last week?
Vaguely. Yeah.
Yeah, we love Across the Obelisk. I would never say no to that.
Is it? No, not that one.
Actually, that's a question. Speaking of, does anyone want to take this week to stream anything? Because otherwise, if nothing's, because we haven't actually planned for this week yet because of the 10-day morning thing's probably messing everyone up as well as schedules because everything's in a bit of a state of weird flux. I'm not available this weekend, but I could probably do something Friday. If no one's got anything planned, I might finish off Kirby. But if anyone wants to take it, like if you wanted to like continue a thing that was half going, perhaps. Just saying. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird week for us. We have game news, and we have game companies
springs to mind, so
doing stuff on the same day.
You can announce your thing.
Government stuff, and well, it's not really government; it's real family stuff, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I can't think of anything else to actually talk about. I think I've covered everything.
Mm-hmm. While we were chatting, I just almost finished Splatoon 3.
Oh wow,
nice.
That's multitasking for you. He didn't have webcam because webcam broke.
Yeah, but
you can see I'm also multitasking, but I'm setting my alarms for tomorrow.
It was the ending is absolutely bonkers, and I wasn't expecting a person to appear that just appeared. So
it's Mario.
It's not Mario.
Mario with Flood. Yeah, it's like what we thought.
Oh no!
Splatoon 1 finally happened.
He's the apocalypse. He's gonna wipe everything clean.
And then you have Bowser Jr., which means with like a special paint roller.
Yeah.
Perhaps. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't done that as like a DLC pre-order bonus or something stupid.
I'm surprised they haven't actually, because I'd love to have Flood. That'd be funny.
But then again, Nintendo like to keep their lore, so.
Oh, and Splatoon is stupidly full of lore.
Oh yes. I mean, technically it's like post-apocalyptic, but so's Pikmin. So I'm guessing whatever happened to us humans, because we're dumb and stupid, is the Inklings come along, they do their Splatfests and Splat Wars and stuff. Something probably happens to them, and then Pikmin happens. Because Miyamoto's a madman.
So what happens practically is that everything goes to hell, pretty much. Flooding, mass flooding, everything is just drowning, and people have to go into underground bunkers and stuff like that, and it's just terrible.
Right.
A scientist tries to save everyone, then decides, actually, we've had a good run. I'm going to put my cat in the cryosleep.
Yep.
I'm not kidding.
Judd,
that is
isn't it?
actually a law. That is Judd. Yep, that is Judd's
I remember that.
storyline.
I've watched Sugar Conroy's videos. I am well up to date.
Yeah, it's actually Judd's backstory, and I'm just like, and then he somehow Judd clones himself and makes Mini Judd, who wants to kill Big Judd.
I think that was because that he was, he was his owner was a scientist, and then he somehow learnt the Inkling language when they came along, which explains why the Eiffel Tower was upside down.
Yeah, and the final boss of 3 is a character that appeared in 2. That's all I'm saying.
And we don't know who.
I do.
Well,
I just beat him.
Well, we don't, but I can speculate because at the end of Pikmin 2, spoilers, because the story mode's pretty short actually, to be fair. Callie, because it depends. The development actually for which one would have been in what spot was determined by the very last Splatfest.
Chaos.
So, yeah. So, I'm thinking something similar happened in this one. But don't say anything because you'll spoil it.
I'm not going to say anything for spoiler reasons, but yeah, it's, to be honest, technically Octoling DLC kind of ruined that, because Octoling DLC just was like, this whole game is literally just Octoling DLC.
Fair
in regards
enough.
to how it plays.
Maybe it was like the Octo expansion was to test the waters on that one, as it were. Oh, actually, that was the thing. Earlier this year as well, back in March or April, the Octo expansion DLC was added to the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass. So if you didn't already have the DLC, you could sink your teeth into that new content before Splatoon 3 launched. Which, as I was about to say, is kind of like a testbed of ideas for what you've just described in Splatoon 3's DLC, main story mode even.
Yes.
Do you think Splatoon 3 is going to get DLC? Octo Expansion 2? Or did they already announce that?
They haven't announced any DLC yet, but from the way the story is going,
Probably.
not 100% sure. With the way the story has been ending at the moment, I don't think it's going to get DLC. That's just from that, because they've already got Octolings and Inklings. They might make a new race. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think they will. That will be playable.
You play as the sardines or something.
Yeah. No. I don't think they would.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the final boss was awesome. Absolutely insane.
Well, I don't have any more news other than maybe Blossom Tales is now Blossom Tales 2 is now out, and I want to play that because I played the first one. And it's like a Zelda Link to the Past clone, so indie developed. But yeah, other than that, I don't think there's anything new. I mean, ironically enough, this is right. Actually, no, this is right on the cusp of the 7th anniversary of Undertale, which is something that we were all involved with when I did it on my channel. Voice acting project. Go check it out.
Also, I just want to tell you, Delta Rune's not coming this year.
No, but Toby Fox did say that there'll be a teaser of some sort. Yeah. So we're not going to be covering that because we're doing it literally the day before. However, we don't know what it's going to be, and even then it's going to be very small. So, but just so you know, that is going to be a thing because, yeah, 7th anniversary, and I've stopped celebrating anniversary since last year because I'm literally fresh out of ideas. And the last one was also a bit of a scrape together because I just barely finished it in time, and that was basically recreating the whole game of Undertale in Super Mario Maker 2. It's my world. So. I'm not a really creative man. It's mostly with the editing. As long as I've got something to work with, that's me. But yeah, we done? Or anything else that needs to be discussed?
I mean, there was a new Monster Hunter expansion. It was good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, paid bunch of stuff like Xenoblade. It's been good, and Three Hopes was good, and good stuff.
Yep.
And like my Steam library, I haven't been playing like too much. Like a few bits. Bunch of like Deep Rock still, some Hell Let Loose. Oh, Turbo Golf Racing is a golf game but with cars. It's like Rocket League but with golf.
It's instead of football, it's golf.
Yeah. It's it's good. We played it like a bunch.
Is it free?
No. $14.99. Good. How much have I paid?
I mean,
so far?
saying that, like, you have freaking Metroid, but it's football, and that's like
Yeah.
Blast Ball, which was free. You didn't have to get Federation Force in order to play it, which you probably wouldn't anyway. But hey, it's something.
Yeah, I'll definitely wait till it, because it's got like a whole lot of courses and stuff to unlock, but it's not like, you can. I think it's still early access. I'll double check that, but you can always it's early access, so there'll be more. So you can always keep an eye out for it in case it gets any more updates. Might be one to have a look.
I think that was a discussion, like maybe do a Rocket League sesh on here if anyone's interested in it.
I don't own it, so
Fortnite, I think, came up multiple times.
Fall Guys as well.
Yeah. Not Fall Guys Kirby though. Kirby's Buffet costs. I thought that was free when it was announced. They didn't mention anything about it actually costing. They just said it was an eShop exclusive. I'm like, for free? But it's not. It's not a Spider-Man reference. We moved board stream. Well, I moved board streams over here because it might get done more often. We did that for Mezza's birthday. Did a bit of Mario.
That's cool. Very fun.
Because like, I don't stream often enough on my own channel, and it's a group thing anyway, but because it's my thing, I can move it to either or channel, depending on where the audience is going to be, or whoever's involved. Because there could be some stuff, personal reasons, notwithstanding. But whatever's more available, it could be here, or my channel, or if someone else wants to host it, I can give them the resources. But it'll probably happen a lot more often here, because it's all group stuff. Because I normally do my single stuff on my own streams anyway. Guests, again, notwithstanding. Oh yeah, once I finish Kirby, I want to get on a Rhombus Ruin and actually put this thing to use, so that'd be fun. I might even do some Hat in Time Vanessa's Curse stuff here as well, because I've already finished the Vanessa's Curse stuff on my own channel, and since that's also group stuff, unless I'm going solo, I might do it here, because it's just Vanessa's Curse. If anyone's down for that.
Yeah, maybe. Depends if I'm free or not.
Something to discuss. Other than that, I think we're done again. Unless anyone's got last minute stuff again.
No, let's get out of here and finish this up. Yeah.
So, that was basically this year's This Just In, and we probably did it at the perfect time because, I mean, last night, obviously, all this news got dropped, and this is the earliest time we can talk about it because we weren't going to discuss it at like midnight. Could have waited till yesterday, tomorrow even, but we don't know when Toby's going to drop the news. It could be midnight tomorrow in this country, so we don't know. So it was the best time to do it now. Check the news tab in the Discord as well as the schedule for whatever we are doing. You'll also get notified of when we actually do go live. If you follow or just follow the Discord, you get the ping code notification. I have been your host, Scatlink. There's my link right there. And all these videos, including the recent stream that SuperLINKARIO did, continuing Skyrim. I mean, if any other live streams don't happen this week, we've already had 2. So once they're archived, because I handle that, they'll be there as well as some choice clips edited by Mezza here.
Nice.
I think that's it. So thank you guys for hanging out, and we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.